Hey everyone, welcome back. So everybody should have their human body system booklet. Okay. We are now on the circulatory system, so we're gonna fill this out. All right, so let's get started. So the state of Texas, they want you to know the main function of the circulatory system, but also you're gonna have to identify the organs of the circulatory system, which are your heart and your blood vessels. Okay. So what is the function of the circulatory system? Well, number one, it delivers important nutrients to your cells, which are oxygen, and also hormones are delivered here too. Okay. Hormones are in your blood. Don't forget that. Number two, removes waste products which from your cells, which is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a waste. And three, transports disease-fighting cells, which are white blood cells, which is your immune system. Okay, remember, pause the video if I go too fast. The organs of the circulatory system are your heart, blood, and blood vessels. Okay, remember the blue right here that tells me that that's a vein and it's full of carbon dioxide, deoxygenated blood. The red is oxygenated blood, okay, and that is an artery. But remember, y'all, that blood is red if blue is a myth. Your blood is not blue. That's a myth. That's fake. Okay, that's fake. Your blood is red. When you see the blue, that's just telling you that those are veins and they're deoxygenated. Okay. Oh, you guys know I love videos, so let's watch this video about how the heart pumps blood. And don't forget, your heart is a muscle.
For most of history, humans had no idea what purpose the heart served. In fact, the organ so confused Leonardo da Vinci that he gave up studying it. Although everyone could feel their own heart beating, it wasn't always clear what each thump was achieving. Now we know that the heart pumps blood, but that fact wasn't always obvious, because if a heart was exposed or taken out, the body would perish quickly. It's also impossible to see through the blood vessels, and even if that were possible, the blood itself is opaque, making it difficult to see the heart valves working. Even in the 21st century, only a few people in surgery teams have actually seen a working heart. Internet searches for heart function point to crude models, diagrams, or animations that don't really show how it works. It's as if there has been a centuries-old conspiracy amongst teachers and students to accept that heart function cannot be demonstrated, meaning that the next best thing is simply to cut it open and label the parts. That way, students might not fully grasp the way it works, but can superficially understand it, learning such concepts as the heart is a four-chambered organ, or potentially misleading statements like mammals have a dual circulation, one with blood going to the lungs and back, and another to the body and back. In reality, mammals have a figure-8 circulation. Blood goes from one heart pump to the lungs, back to the second heart pump, which sends it to the body, and then back to the first pump. That's an important difference because it marks two completely different morphologies. This confusion makes many students wary of the heart in biology lessons, thinking it signals an intimidating subject full of complicated names and diagrams. Only those who end up studying medicine completely understand how it all actually works. That's when its functions become apparent, as medics get to observe the motion of the heart's valves. So let's imagine you're a medic for a day. What you'll need to get started is a whole, fresh heart, like one from a sheep or pig. Immerse this heart in water, and you'll see that it doesn't pump when squeezed by hand. That's because water doesn't enter the heart cleanly enough for the pumping mechanism to work. We can solve this problem in an extraordinarily simple way. Simply identify the two atria and cut them off, trimming them down to the tops of the ventricles. This makes the heart look less complicated, because the atria have several incoming veins attached, So without them there, the only vessels remaining are the two major heart arteries, the aorta and pulmonary artery, which rise like white columns from between the ventricles. It looks, and really is, very simple. If you run water into the right ventricle from a tap, the left also works, but less spectacularly, you'll see that the ventricular valve tries to close against the incoming stream, and the ventricle inflates with water. Squeeze the ventricle, and a stream of water squirts out of the pulmonary artery. The ventricular valves, called the tricuspid in the right ventricle and the mitral in the left, can be seen through the clear water opening and closing like parachutes as the ventricle is rhythmically squeezed. This flow of water mimics the flow of blood in life. The valves are completely efficient. You'll notice they don't leak at all when the ventricles are squeezed. Over time, they also close against each other with very little wear and tear, which explains how this mechanism continues to work seamlessly for more than 2 billion beats a heart gives in its lifetime. Now, anyone studying the heart can hold one in their hands, make it pump for real, and watch the action unfold. So place your hand above your own and feel its rhythmic beat. Understanding how this dependable inner pump works gives new resonance to the feeling you get when you run a race, drink too much caffeine, or catch the eye of the one you love.
Okay, so how much is in your blood? Okay, so you have platelets. Platelets, when you get a cut, and that's how you stop bleeding. Or if you have a bruise, your blood vessel is damaged, and so when you get a bruise, that's your platelets' way of healing your body and healing a cut. And then 10% of your blood is white blood cells, which is your immune system. They fight viruses and diseases and bacteria and yeast that enters your body. Red blood cells, they carry nutrients and oxygen to your cells. And also they're going to carry away the carbon dioxide. And then plasma, which is it's kind of like the cytoplasm. It's just taking up, just carrying those blood cells. Okay. Cool facts about the blood. Blood makes up 8% of your body weight. Average adult has 6 liters of blood, equal to 3 2-liter pop bottles, aka that's Coke, y'all, Coke. And 1 to 2 million red blood cells die every second. They are continually being replaced. The heart is the size of your fist and it's located on the right side and it pumps to the lungs. And then the left side, it pumps to your body. Okay. Here is a lovely graphic of your hearts. Your aorta, it's red, so that tells me that is oxygenated blood. Your pulmonary vein, the pulmonary vein leads to your lungs. The pulmonary artery leads away from your lungs, so that tells me, no, I'm sorry, the artery is going to go towards your lungs. And then the atrium, do you guys remember the 4 chambers of the heart? So the atrium, those are, and the ventricles are apart. Those are the chambers of your heart. Okay. And then we have the blood vessels. Remember the artery. If it's red, that tells me it's oxygenated. The capillary, they're tiny. Capillaries are it's in your organs, okay? They are connecting the arteries and the veins together. Okay, that's where the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen occurs in your organs. And then do y'all remember how we talked about how blood vessels have smooth muscles? Remember that smooth muscles are moving the blood through your vessels, okay? Okay, and then problems and diseases. Artery disease, that means that there's fat buildup in your vessels, can even be in your heart. Cardiac arrest is a heart attack. High blood pressure, that is a problem. And people who have high blood pressure have to take medication to keep their blood pressure at at a normal level. If they do not, then their risk of having a heart attack can increase. And then hepatitis. System interdependence, the circulatory and nervous system, because blood travels to the brain, but blood travels everywhere, okay? And then circulatory and the digestive system. The blood is delivering the nutrients that you get from your food to the rest of your body, okay? All right, guys, we're going to move on to the respiratory system. Okay.